Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 2 of the Unturned Belgium Let's Play Survival Series. Picking up in where the last episode sort of left off, here we are in front of the military base. I'm hoping there isn't a mega. Plain and simple, I am not prepared to go fight a mega. That's weird. My stuff got unbinded. So, as I said, not prepared to fight a mega at all, and I would really like to get everything I can out. That's a GPS. We have a map. And let's see. Yeah, we were at Antwerp. We were way up here. That's where I want to go. That's where you start getting all of your quests. That's where you start getting all of your quests. And I was also looking for Brussels because it's the major city on Belgium. And is that an APC? Ladies and gentlemen, talk about lucky. First minute of the playthrough, and we already have an APC. Now obviously I can't drive it out of that gate. Gate's blocked. 100% military knife, so I'm just going to do tradesies real quick. And I should have an umbrella too, if I'm not mistaken. Lost episode. Forgive me. But actually, you know, while we're up here, it's a little dark, and I'm sorry for that. I do not see... I see 3 spitters, but I see 2 spitters and a flamer, but I don't see a mega, which would spawn right over there. Yeah, it's an APC, alright. Battery, there's fuel there, but battery we can get out of our little off-roader. That's where we can drive it out of. So we're not just stuck with... It's not just stuck in here. If you remember last episode, just before we got to this point, I found an Alice pack in a washing machine. Boop. Boop. So... the goals for today's episode, that's a rifle right there, isn't it? Cool, we'll go check that out. But the goals for this episode, get to the HQ, accept any quests I might be able to accept. Let's see, let me pick up all the stuff that's good. Bad potato, bad cheese, there's something up here. What is that? It's a chocolate bar. Now the flamer, obviously, we're going to have to shoot. That's another gun right there. Oh, it's a hot gewehr. Okay. Now, I am unfamiliar with the... Oh, and a bulldog. Cool. So I'm not very familiar with the firearms of the Belgium map. Some of them I can point out pretty obviously. Which, you guys know, I'm sure, is something I like to do. As this, for example, the the bulldog is an Uzi. The hawkhound, I believe, is supposed to be a... Oh, I do not remember right now. I know what it is, but I can't recall at the moment. But a lot of the Belgian guns are based on HKs and FN firearms. So some of them I can point out to you guys, but not many. I'll take that military mag. Is that another GPS? That's another GPS. Crazy luck. And there is a Thunderwolf. Sorry, a Thunderwolf. It's based on an FN sniper rifle. I don't remember which one exactly. I looked it up when I first played through Belgium, but yet again, it evades me right now. Always knock those down whenever you come across a military base or a gun store or anything of the sort. A couple extra XP really never hurt anybody. And the sun's coming up. Very nice. But easier to see. be I'm not going to pick up raw explosives right now. They're not really useful to me. We already have a saw, so I don't need another one. Saw is useful for base building. Right? Obviously, now that we have an APC, I'm going to be putting that. I'm going to be putting crates on it for extra storage. We don't have a chainsaw. That was lost episode again. Sorry, everybody. What is a slip? Belgian shotgun chambered in 12 gauge. Mossberg is Swedish, so it's not a Mossberg. Has to be. It's obviously, it's an FN option. All the Belgian weapons are FN options. Are all based on FN options, I should say. I didn't know FN made shotguns. Gonna be honest with you. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna fill my weapon inventory with as many firearms as I can. You never know when they're gonna be useful, really. So, had a couple other ideas. Tonight, probably gonna do 2 episodes. And I also want to do that tour of my Russia base. Has the same mods as I always play with, which are the mods I mentioned last episode. So it's the upgradable survivor packs, the more farming, and the hard stack 2021. More ranger ammo. So we're going to drop that, pick that up, just this button, hit hide craftable, boop. Spotlights are decently rare, so it'll be useful to just to have it. A lot of vests, no use for them. Yeah, gonna clear the military base. Like I said, no tank, which is very good news. Spitter number 1 down. Those barracks typically have pretty good weapons on them. Or in them, rather. Oh, it's just a beret. Yeah, if I wasn't so full right now on weapons and whatnot, I would absolutely be going through and picking up the, let's see, what can I do here? All the clothes and then scrapping them, but alright, this is kind of stupid, but summon the horde. No other flamers. I think I can deal with these guys. Just the knife. Cool. There's another spitter over there. We can go sneak up on him, I believe. Might be able to. You know what? Hold on, let's deal with this guy real quick. Might be able to pull that shot off. Shot number 1. I missed the second one. And he disappeared. He probably walked behind the hangars. Oh, hopefully his ACP isn't missing anything. Oh, that's amazing. The APC is probably one of, if not, is definitely one of, but it might be the best ground vehicle in Unturned. To those who don't know, it's amphibious. So, if there's a river, a lake, anything of that sort in the way, just drive through it. It's armored, so very little damage. It takes maybe 1 tick of damage for every zombie that hits it. And it's got a wide front. It's very good for You could put 2 or 3 pieces of barbed wire in a row, and it one-shots any zombies that walk into it. And look at all this space on top for crates, for planters. And 8 seats. Very good for multiplayer. You can bring an entire army somewhere, and if they don't have heavy machine guns or rocket launchers, you can drop off 8 soldiers like that. It's very useful. If I could find a blowtorch in one of these sections, that would be very nice, but doesn't look like it. Oh. Dropped. Another 30 rounds of... Ooh. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. That works. Is that a bar? Oh, it's a flashlight. I was hoping for a blowtorch, but... Okay. Another knife. Some smoke. Really nothing of importance or use. Yeah, no. I keep talking about all the different skins that I have for all the guns because I'm a little goofy. It's okay. This one, I think it's the Kylie skin, I want to say. I got it from the Hawaii packs. And then the cardboard military knife, just because it's funny. The Old Soldier Bulldog. Urban Camo Empire. I really wish they called it the Umpire, but Umpire. You can get why. It's a UMP. I did not see that guy. Nothing good. It's alright. We got all this space up here. Pants, shirt, kind of a dull, crappy knife. You may see me ignoring the notes. The notes are really just little lore pieces. If you're interested in the lore of Belgium Unturned, there's videos online that talk a lot about it. And then there's, you get a lot through the actually just playing it yourself. So this may be my playthrough of it, but I'm not suggesting you also don't go and do a playthrough of it yourself. It's actually a very fun map. I'm going to drop those 2 metal scrap and pick up that mag. Okay, one more set of these, and then you're driving away with the ACP. Nothing. It's alright. Cool. We're going to go right to the... Oh, there's one more guy there. We're going to go right to the quest location. Unless there's a farm closer. There's one over here, but I'd rather go there. So, here we go. Driving away in one of the best vehicles in Unturned. Actually, it's that way. I should probably just... there's a deer. Probably just head this way. So I said a little bit earlier how it's amphibious. Oh, I forgot to set the timer again. Drats. That's alright. This is what I meant. And I flipped it. But you can see it's floating, so at least there's that. Alright, let's try and fix my mistake here. There we go. Wants to steady out a little bit. I did not foresee that flip causing it to go tail up, but it's alright. So I think the next couple of priorities, obviously go and accept a couple of little quests. And blowtorch. Blowtorch and chainsaw are the 2 items that I want the most. I'm going to leave the off-roader there. You can't paint this. I wish you could, but it hasn't been updated since they added the spray paints to Unturned, so you can't paint it. It's sort of a bummer, but it's okay. So it does travel rather slowly over water, but I could be mistaken. I believe this and the hovercraft found on Hawaii are the only vehicles that can go both land and sea, though. There's a moo cow. And this is the... what is it? Is the Richters... oh, Ridders von Lecht. Ridders von Lecht. Lecht. Something like that. HQ. It's Dutch. It's not German pronunciations or... a little off. Okay. So what we're going to do is just run around to everybody real quick and see what quests we can accept. If there's anywhere it's, you know, kill a boss here or something of that sort, I'm not taking it, but... just gonna run around and accept as many quests as I can. Like I said, Lieutenant Cass. We'll take it. This guy sells Harkevares and Phoenixes, which is a FN57. Buys metal scrap. Sells a bunch of military gear and whatnot. This is the Neuralane building. Trying to punch like we're not in a safe zone. Oh, I have 200 experience. Should I do something with that? So I like the idea of doing survival, maxing that out. It's less food and water, and I like the idea of doing engineer. Put a little bit into healing, maybe 20 into crafting, and then some into overkill, and a little into sneaky beaky. So increase stealth, increase the amount of healing that healing items give you, use less food and water, and then repair more complex things like guns and whatnot. So I run to the top of this tower. Major events. Yeah, see, wind boss at Charlotte Airport. Nowhere close to being able to take that on. 50 zombies at the quarry. That's it's actually very easy. As long as a wildcat doesn't show up and end this run like it did the Forgotten episode. One of the nice things about an umbrella, you don't have to run down 9 flights of stairs. But, you know, it's okay. And yes, that does say a random item is given if you beat this. That random item could be a military knife. It could be a Shadow Stalker Mark II. This guy sells you ammunition. Very, very useful, the ammunition that this man sells you. And of course the experience too, which is nice. Probably, you know what, I'm going to get rid of the 2. Also buys military knives, which can be useful. Yeah, Leech Horde Beacon. Sure. This guy gives you another one of those bosses, the fire boss, in Ypres. So we're not doing that right now. This woman teaches you Dutch, actually, which is kind of cool. It's cool. It's cool that it's an option. Nobody here, nobody here. There's nobody here, but there's somebody here. This guy's 3 eclairs. Super simple. There's somebody back here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna run around and accept all the around, find all the quests. Don't think she has a quest for you. Liam does. 50 zombies in Brussels and an eagle fire. Brent sells supplies, apparently. Or buys and sells supplies. So when there's an excess of vitamins, this might be a good idea. Or adrenaline, kind of useless. He sells water bottles though, which is very nice. And he might have a mission? Yeah, okay, 50 zombies in Antwerp, 2 beans. Fairly easy. This guy sells farming supplies. So he sells seeds, he sells fertilizer. Again, very useful. I'm going to check those 2 buildings real quick. There's a couple other people around. And then, so check this, right? This guy. These are the people from Neuralane. So it's like a evil research conglomerate, pretty much. Just gonna run around and accept everything. Acid gun. That is a thing. I'm not gonna bother talking to the patients right now. They pretty much just test on survivors and captured zombies. Like I said, gonna run around, pretty much accept every quest I can. There's only, I think, 1 more building and then the dock that I have to check. This guy. Second floor. That's right, I think there's 1 or 2. No, there's 1, there might be 2. There's this guy. Wants to go find his pocket watch. His pocket watch, by the way, is like right here. It's right off the coast in the dead zone, so you need a gas mask to get to it, which sucks, but... Okay. I'm gonna run back here, because there's a couple... there's just 1 guy, the Frank guy. Or Fran. Yeah, tire, vehicle battery, 10 gas, and it's for a blue Nicola. So there is electric vehicles in Belgium. They're called the Nicolas. Don't take gas, but you have to replace the battery. It's kind of a trade-off. You might see the hair back there, but there's also somebody in this crate. Wildcats. As I told you guys, I think in the last episode, there's hostile animals in Belgium, and one of them is the wildcats. You guys may recognize this from the Russia map. If you don't, I'm not going to spoil anything. Rope, tape, crowbar, handcuff key. Simple enough. Let him escape. So that's every quest that you can take when you first show up, and it's a lot. 12 metal, 4 metal sheets. Fairly straightforward. And then there's, yes, this one. Kill 50 zombies at the Sharat Quarry, which is right here. It's just like the quarry on Russia, or any other map that has a quarry that I'm not thinking of. So, we're not going to go ahead and start on those right now, though. Sorry, I want to check the recording time. Set a timer. Yeah. We're gonna get to a farm. Looking for a chainsaw, preferably. Nearest farm is Hofer Farm, which is this way. There's also, you'll see it. You go this way. There's a whole bunch of little secret unmarked locations. Ooh, didn't want to do that. There's a whole bunch of little secret. Actually, you know what? Unmarked locations that are kind of hidden in the Belgium map. But you know what? We are going to knock this tree down with the APC. Boom. That did a lot of damage. Holy. Missing space. Okay. So I'm going to use the built-in, just store a whole bunch of guns. Because something I would like to do is, let's see. Here we go. Hold on, let me get over this way. Craft some of those. I think you need 7. Oh, you only need 3. Boom. Crate number 1. And I'm pretty much just going to store a bunch of ammunition and magazines and stuff in it for now. I guess that too. Why not? And then I'm going to drop these planks and these sticks because I don't really need them. But it is nice to do. Ooh. Yeah, 52 is kind of low. Hopefully we make out alright with it though. That's a cow. Somewhere over here there should be a buried tank. If I'm not mistaken. Ah, here it is. So why is there a destroyed tank in the middle of the forest? I don't know. But that's a Spec Ops beret. Cool. I have no use for it right now, and I hate tearing it up because, well, it is very rare, but well, what you gonna do? So I'm probably gonna record this episode, and then when it's wrapped up, I'm gonna show you guys my Russia base that I keep hyping up. It's the longest I've spent in one world in Unturned, and I'm fairly proud of that world. And then I'll come back and play through maybe 1 or 2 more episodes. I might just do 1 because I am playing VR right now. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you guys would be interested in seeing VR content, either solo or co-op through, oh, this is the one with the helicopter, okay. Omega can spawn here, so a little cautious. But yeah, me and a couple of my buddies play Arizona Sunshine every now and then together, so if you guys would be interested in watching a playthrough of that with me and a couple of my friends, and sort of listen just to our stupid, you know, jokes and commentary, put that in the comments. And also, I'm going to keep putting this forward too. Oh, cool, chainsaw. I don't like the whole like and subscribe thing, so I never ask you guys to do that. I don't think, I might have at the very start, but it's just not something I like doing. Makes me feel kind of trashy. I feel like if somebody, so it doesn't really need to be asked to do that. That's Omega. Okay. So yeah, like I said, Megas can spawn on this map. Just happened to get unlucky enough and one actually did. So we're not really allowed to go back there. For hopefully obvious reasons. I do not possess the capabilities to kill that thing. Plain and simple. I'm actually cautious about just being this close to it, but I'm going to snatch up a whole bunch of bandages, which is nice. And drugs. Drugs are good. Well, okay. In this game, in Unturned, drugs are good. No water purification tablets, though, so that's a shame. A very low bottle of water that I would really like to... Adrenaline. I'll take it because I can sell it to the guy that buys the meds. Okay. Oh, military frag mag. Cool beans. Ow. Okay. Nope, crap, military knife. Another GPS. Nothing on top of the beds. Nothing. Straw hat, doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything to me. 12 gauge shells. Is that another Hawkhound mag? Yes. Nice. Oh, another chainsaw. Oh, more beetroot seeds too. Cool. 12 gauge shells. I don't really care the 20 gauge shells. Another hawk hound. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm gonna load up all these mags. I think that's 5 mags. Yeah. Pretty low on food and water, but hopefully that house has the answer to it. Yeah, that mega's scary, to say the least. Absolutely cannot trussle with one right now. Oh, it was a spitter. Look at that. Level 15. Not level, sorry. 15% durability eggs. 16 wheat. Come on. 38 lettuce. Nothing. That sucks. That's alright, we're gonna go to Brussels. We need a blowtorch. And then while we're in Brussels... you know what? I could probably break some of these clothes down. Get wheat. Or, get... Alright, cool. Yeah, so we're not gonna make it to Brussels in this episode. That'll be the goal of next episode. But I'm gonna grab up a whole bunch of this stuff, break it down into cloth real quick. We're gonna make fertilizer out of rope, and then we're gonna grow us some crops. I like the idea of doing lettuce. Oh, there's grapes in there. I didn't even notice. Grapes are another one of the foods added by the More Farming mod. Craft, break. That's cool. We're gonna get 3 rope, which is 3 fertilizer. Yep, so let me do that. Let me do that. Yeah, 3 fertilizer is pretty good. There we go. So we have a beetroot. We got a lettuce. And we got a grape. I don't feel like upgrading the agricultural skill right now. We have bigger priorities, so I'm just gonna get the food and water up a little bit. Yeah, the More Farming mod has more in-depth eating animations, which is kind of cool. Alright, cool. Oh, I have a water too, I didn't even notice that. Or not a water, soda, but it's the same thing. And a chocolate bar. Oops, wrong button. Cool. Alright, now that that's fairly restored, I'm going to go right outside of Brussels. There's a tunnel right here that spawns a little bit of military loot, so I'd rather take the tunnel. I lied. Yeah, no, that's way on the other side of town, so we're just going to go over this mountain. And call it a day. Yep, here we are. I wonder if that Wildcat... That's a police helicopter. Aw, man. I don't know how to fly helicopters. One thing I suck at in Unturned. Okay. Well. Brussels. Here we come. Cool beans. Alright, cool. So, this is episode 2 of my Unturned Belgium Let's Play. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If there's anything I can do to improve whether it's the gameplay, the audio, or just kind of the way I record, let me know in the comments. I do appreciate it. Those few people that do leave comments, I read them, and I take them to heart, whether it's good criticism or bad criticism, because criticism is important. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I'm looking forward to continuing this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. I get to share my favorite game of all time with you people. So, with that being said, this is ScientificNerfGamer signing off for episode 2. Good night, y'all.